Hello everyone, this is Bob and Threadbare, and welcome back to Deus Ex. We've helped out the Triads, and now it's time for them to return the favor.
I did it! I did it!
Did anybody see?
Yeah, I think so.
It doesn't matter. We got her payment, plus interest. Get back and see if she earned something.
Okay.
Nice kid.
You were right. Maggie Chow is a con artist.
You have proof.
Yes, I found the sword in her apartment.
Good. Inform the Red Arrow Dragon Head. Then we will see who is the real traitor.
I've already been to the Lucky Money. Max Chen has declared a truce between the Red Arrow and the Luminous Path.
A truce? Are you certain?
Majestic 12 attacked the club. I think he would consider forming an alliance.
Mr. Denton, you are the man I hoped you were. Tracer Tong is inside, in his laboratory below the compound. The door is in our sparring room. He will know what to do next. To enter our compound, use the code 1997. I look forward to shaking the hand of my enemy. I worry that the Red Arrow will try to reassemble the sword before peace can be made. You must use the secret passage in the sparring room to get to Tong's laboratory. I worry that the Red Arrow will try to reassemble the sword before peace can be made.
I wonder what that means. Well, anyway.
While you are here, observe the laws of the Triad.
Steal from the Buddha.
You must have won great favor with the Dragon Head. Tracer Tong admitted another American. Perhaps you know him. If Tong decides he'll trust you, you'll be free to come and go as you please. Watch yourself in the market. We have lost influence there. Do not linger in the compound. You will be permitted to go about your business. While you are here, observe the laws of the Triad.
The Luminous Path is dressed pretty old-fashioned, all things considered. But unfortunately, those 25 credits are about the only thing that's really hidden around the upper levels of the compound.
Do not linger in the compound.
You've got this computer here, and the security terminal, but no hidden doors that you can access through these things. I mean, there's the completely not hidden door behind Gordon Quick, but we opened that already. However, you can look at the third camera to get a note as to where exactly you can find Tracer Tong's hideout. Also, both Quick and Tong have email accounts up here, but apparently they're very careful.
Do not interrupt us with questions. We will check with the Dragon Head about whether you can come in here. Are you expecting a tour? Your business is with Tracer Tong. Are you expecting a tour?
They're very careful, and they make sure to delete all their emails after reading them. A lot of food items around here, and actually there's a recipe here. I've never tried this. I would be interested to know whether or not that's a viable recipe, or whether it's authentic even.
Your business is with Tracer Tong.
Could be it's one, but not the other. I don't know. I haven't tried it. Kind of annoying that you have to go across, like,
You will be permitted to go about your business.
half the compound on that one roundabout hallway. Don't know what's up with that. Oh, but I think this is the second place you can ever find throwing knives. Told you it would be a long time. Over in here we've got a couple hidden items, not much, but there was that med kit down there, and there is a lockpick up here. And then of course there's the rather obvious hidden item, book. Apparently Gordon Quick's got some sort of Romeo-Juliet thing going on with the daughter of the Red Arrow's current leader. Who knew? But if you didn't check out the security...
Do not linger in the
If
compound.
you didn't check out the security terminal above, you can still look at the camera below. And by the way, the code for that was also 1997. I believe that's the year that Hong Kong was given back to mainland China.
You must be JC. Tong will see you now. Please, complete your business and then go. Tong is in the operating theater. Do not tell anyone how to get to this facility. Your friend Alex Jacobson is here. I think he is examining Tong's equipment. So, your friend stole a black helicopter. Very courageous. Please, complete your business and then go.
Looks like a storage basement here. It's got a neat little bench, but nothing to take from in here. But then there is that bright, well-lit button.
Mr. Tong, you know my brother Paul Denton.
Yes, a reliable man. So your kill switch has been activated.
I feel fine, but it's been over 16 hours.
See how easily our technologies turn on us? The more power you think you have, the more quickly it slips from your hands.
Can you do something about it?
That will depend. You, like your brother, are an extraordinary piece of technology. I never pass up the chance to try a new blade, but I fear at the crucial moment I may lift up my arm to strike and you will twist free of my grasp.
In other words, I'll owe you a favor.
Indeed, as will your friend Mr. Jacobson, a man of much useful knowledge. He arrived in Hong Kong shortly after you did. I was forced to keep him in custody until I could verify his identity and his loyalties.
I assume he checked out.
I believe he is sincere. Now, go down the stairs to the operating platform, and I will examine your systems.
I wonder how Alex got here so fast. I mean, we took a top-secret stealth helicopter. Oh, this is actually a different version of Project Debug. And this is a different form of the nano-aug list. And it's also the second chance you have to see it. And that is Jock's Denochi Road key.
Tong is in the operating theater.
If I wanted to, I could go back and,
Just step inside the chamber.
you know, if I wasn't ready to jump through a window, I could go down there and check out his apartment now. And this is one hell of an operating room.
Stay right there.
To say it's kind of creepy would be an underestimation. Also, despite the sound, we actually weren't injured just there. So it doesn't matter if I came in here with low health.
Success. Come back to the control room.
Of course, it also doesn't matter because we've got the medical facility just next door, complete with the medical bots. Right here. See? No damage. Down here's a good old friend of ours.
You took a big risk following me here. Thanks.
When you believe in something, you've just got to do it.
How'd you find Tong so quickly?
Turns out I knew him all along. tt_undernet.0924.243.886. I posted a message to the board and he contacted you himself.
You talked to Jaime before you left?
He told me you wanted to use him as a spy. I don't know. Pretty dangerous, isn't it?
Maybe. What do you think?
Jaime was scared. Simons is on a witch hunt for traitors.
They probably suspect him because we're friends.
Exactly. But he told me he's going to stick it out because you think it'll help.
I hope he's smart enough to know when to get out. Did you ever dig up anything about this Daedalus character? I'm still hearing from him.
Actually, I did, sort of. Crypto says Daedalus was supposedly a government AI project, also known as Echelon 4.
Supposedly?
I'm getting this from anonymous crypto boards. Daedalus was supposed to be the old content recognition problem in surveillance. It was a program that could search all the terabytes of intercepted messages for subversive content.
So, what happened?
Never panned out as far as I know. The problem was just too hard. They bleed for a lot of taxpayer money, but finally had to scrap the whole project.
So the thing that's talking in my head is, what? resurrected AI?
I wish I knew. Tong has connections. You should scope out the labs for upgrades. I'm sure Jaime will be fine.
I'll be here to back you up, just like at UNACA. I'll be here to back you up, just like at UNACA.
Actually, not really, because he is not going to be my handler anymore. But it is nice to see that he's doing well. And Jaime would be in the medical area if we had told him to quit too.
I'm sure Jaime will be fine.
But he's sticking it out, and there is a reason. It's not just to get the guy killed.
That's it?
A simple switch, as they call it.
Have you heard from Paul?
On his way, according to Smuggler in New York. He will be fine. Meanwhile, we still face the likelihood of a triad war here in Hong Kong.
Quick and Chen declared a truce just a few minutes ago.
A good bit of diplomacy, I admit, but it won't hold. Not with the sword left to be fought over.
I think they'll be slow to anger with Maggie Chow out of the picture.
No. In their system, the sword is a doomsday weapon, a temptation. We must recover the ramen coating from VersaLife and make it available to both triads.
So that's all you expect in the way of a favor? A little corporate espionage?
The first of many favors. Remember, I saved your life. Now pay attention. The VersaLife elevator north of the market will require an employee number. Try 06288. Once inside, find Mr. Hundley, the shift supervisor. He can be persuaded to give you access to the labs.
Hundley.
You will find him receptive. He is the corrupt official who sold the Red Arrow the technology to begin with.
I'll find the ramen coating, but I'm not your henchman. I'll help you as long as we have a mutual interest.
If you choose to fight Majestic 12, you will need an ally. We will have a mutual interest for some time. In fact, I took the liberty of setting up a computer account for you. Login JC Denton. Password Sanctuary. Feel free to use the machine in my office. We have much to offer one another if we cooperate. We need Paul. I wish he would hurry up. Your friend from UNAPCO is very knowledgeable about certain networks. He will be very useful. I've wanted to learn more about VersaLife for a long time. As you know, VersaLife manufactures ambrosia. More when you return. Go now. We need Paul. I wish he would hurry up.
Yeah, Tracer Tong apparently suffers from some kind of rosacea, but I have no idea what caused it exactly. Also, note Illuminati information systems. Here's one from Alex Jacobson, welcoming us, telling us he's the one who set up this email account. Daedalus wants us to destroy something called a UC, and Carter is explaining that things are just getting worse and worse in UNATCO. Really a shame. I mean, he does believe in the organization. Nuts. Nothing in that one. We can get another plasma cannon from Tong's lab here. Got some strong windows. Let's see. Another clip mod. These aren't too terribly necessary, so I can just spread those out. Let's just test out the stealth pistol here. You know, I got the red light on and it still diverges significantly when I don't have it in the scope mode. I mean, look at how far I missed this guy from in terms of a headshot. I mean, that would have been a body shot easily, thanks to how this game's hitbox works. You see. Also, for some reason, this is some kind of an airlock here. Not entirely sure why. This area is kind of enclosed in itself. This water tank doesn't lead anywhere. Well, like Alex said, there are a bunch of items that are worth picking up just for a little exploration in Tong's lab. Now, unfortunately, while this is sort of a central base for this leg of the journey, it does not recreate itself the way that UNATCO did. I mean, it will not be restocked with new items for every time we come back. Sadly. And I believe there are no more emails than those 3 either.
I look forward to shaking the hand
While you are here.
But we're pretty much halfway done with Hong Kong anyway.
I told you, bad people around here. I am your new watchman. The Dragonhead said I am your watchman 50 credits every day. That's better than 100. I will do a good job. Go away.
And so the saga of Louis Pan ends. Now here's the elevator into VersaLife proper. Now, how did that code go? Alright, well, we still got time. Let's have a look inside. Nice place.
If you need help, talk to one of the receptionists. You do not require a security pass to visit the first 3 levels of offices. Late night. My feet are killing me. Hope you find who you are looking for.
Especially gotta love how that exit sign is the single most colorful thing in this entire place. Also, security guards are going to be a problem coming up.
Late night.
So I figure, you know, these guys don't really know what's going on. I'll do them the favor of non-lethal takedowns. Again, not that anyone cares, but I care. And that's what really matters here. Fortunately, nobody is actually watching through those cameras, so I can get away with stuff like that.
Welcome to VersaLife. We make tomorrow look like yesterday. How can I help you?
I'm looking for Mr. Hundley.
He's upstairs making his rounds. Look for a man in a black suit.
Thank you.
I wonder how many of these are references.
We're all out of company brochures. You missed the psionics people. They went to the Lucky Money. Don't worry about it, Tyler. We're very laid back around here. You must have a security pass to visit the laboratories. Maybe Mr. Hundley can show you around. Don't worry about it, Tyre. We're very laid back around
Also,
here.
what kind of a name is Destiny Savannah?
Go on up. You don't have to show ID.
It's nice how laid back security is around here.
Go on up.
Huh? Unfortunately, while no one is looking through the cameras, there are people looking through that one-way mirror on the left side there, so it is a bad idea to take out the secretary right now. I might later. Also, what the hell? This is straight out of They Live. Although I do like that Honor has an extra U in it. Makes sense given this is Hong Kong.
Please address inquiries to my supervisor.
Please stay out of the work area.
I have work to do.
Data entry personnel are not permitted to speak to visitors.
I can't be bothered.
Our employees know the rules and will obey.
Go away.
Don't make me call security.
Go away.
Our employees know the rules and will obey.
Yeah, really interesting people there. Looks like we've got a shaft here, but unfortunately, you can't really jump up it. You can jump down, but not up. So this down here is the third shift, and obviously it's on because this is small hours of the morning.
Out of company brochures.
Different floors are different shifts.
Talk to one of the receptionists.
Those are the security guards. I'm going to deal with them later.
Mr. Hundley, shift supervisor. Who might you be?
I'm contracting this month. Quite a facility you have here.
Thank you. Yes, we're pretty proud of the work we're doing.
Any chance I could get a tour of the labs?
Oh, no, I'm afraid not. Trade secrets and all that.
I'll make it worth your while.
To the tune of what? 2,000?
2,000 for a coat? Screw you too, Mr. Hudley.
Never mind.
You work at Psionics? You look like you could have the gift. This Kramer Preceptor patent proposal is kicking my ass. Hundley won't let me leave until it's done. Hardly worth filing for, in my opinion. Who wants to smell the difference between xenon or radon? This place. They just won't own anything genetic, any new secrets. People are feedstock, as far as management cares. My job is to find ways to add value. The whole society is built on the factory model. Schools, business, media. Move person X through process Y and add capability Z. Why not clinics? Yes, I better get back to work. I'm so sick of staring at the computer screen. Yes, I better get back to work.
VersaLife has a very multinational employee base. Also, you can see Tenochi Road from here. There's a nice attention to detail. You can just barely see Maggie Chow's place from here too. Now, all of these computers here are the same. If you hack into one, you've hacked into all of them. So far as I've found, anyhow. However, there are occasional items that are hidden within some of these cubicles. And that is what I am on the look for now. And here we are. The login and password for all of these computers. It even works on the secretary's computer. So let's have a look at this. And what do you know? We can create a security pass for free. Screw you, Mr. Hudley. This is his weekly memo to everybody. Basically trying to just sort of, I don't know, peer pressure people into performing. Which, you know, I guess makes sense for supervisors. He seems competent at his job, if nothing else. The way forward is actually the way up here.
So much for the schedule, right, mate?
The schedule? Yeah, sure.
It's swell to miss a day of work, but they bloody hell better push back the delivery. I know I won't be done.
They'll understand.
At least the super freighters on our way to America. No more special agents nosing about up here.
Special agents?
You know, the ones in the suits with grey skin. Eyes tattooed on the backs of their necks. I'd sure like to know what was in those tanks to make them so uptight.
Well, that's ominous.
Didn't get a jot of work done today. Why bother data entry? They had me on a forklift. Am I just a common labourer? Wasn't I hired for my expertise? In a former life, I was a mule dragging a stone plough up a hill in northern Thailand. I bloody hell refuse to work at gunpoint again. I'm a professional, goddammit. That's business in Asia. A whole super freighter full of medicine. Think we'll see any of the money? Huh. Guess you got to pay your dues. Didn't get a jot of work done today.
You know, considering all of the laughs that those two Australians at the bar got with their accents, I wonder how good that Northern Irish guy was. Yeah, this is a much more efficient way of looking through all these cubicles. It's too bad I didn't think of this sooner. Just need a quick little extra jump, and I can look at everything I need to that's down here. Also, this guy is green to catch your attention. Looks like he's also kind of paranoid.
What? Just looking around.
People are trying to concentrate.
They keep you up here pretty late.
That's because they don't want people looking over my shoulder.
Why not?
Huh. I guess it doesn't matter what I say anymore. It's because I falsify all the records, okay?
They probably don't want you telling people that.
So, I don't care. I figured it out today, how they do it. People with my job got the Great Death. In a couple of weeks, I could be in a camp. I could already be sick.
Why would they do that?
Whatever's in those labs, stuff goes in there. Instruments, military personnel. None of it goes on the record. Iverson had this job. That's why he got sick. Chang, Kylie, Watts. Now it's me.
I'd really like to check out those labs.
You some kind of spy or something?
Does it matter?
If I get you down there, can you do something for me?
What's that?
Hunley, kill him. I bet you could do it. You guys have ways to keep from getting caught. I can give you clearance.
Now, I've already got the code. And Hunley's probably an asshole, but...
Ready to make a deal? 2,000 for a look at our laboratories?
Never mind.
But he still doesn't deserve to die just for being an asshole. So I'm just gonna shock him in the back of the neck.
Alright, I killed your boss.
You mean?
He's out of the picture. I'd advise you not to hang around too long. Now how about getting me into the labs?
Well, okay. Sure, it doesn't matter to me. The code to the elevator is 6512. I'll make sure you have access once you get to the lab.
Yep, same number. Also, I'd like to go back downstairs to mess with security, so I'll just take the quick way down. And yeah, what JC was saying just there, that's what I was talking about when I say, you know, the game no longer cares about lethal versus non-lethal.
You missed the psionics people. They went to the Lucky Money.
I mean, I'd like to think that JC was intentionally lying to the guy. But still, it's the same thing he'd say if the guy was dead. Also, interesting note here. Green so long as I am outside of the security station, but as soon as I walk inside, and this walking around guy got his back...
You do not require a security pass to visit the first 3 levels of offices.
Yeah, they've all turned red. Luckily, they've also remained oblivious. Ah, yeah, good thing I got in here. Looks like they were onto me. Now, there's really no reward for coming back here, aside from another chance of getting that one data cube and the one weapon mod. I mean, you've got these 3 computer terminals here which all hum at the same time, which really freaks with your head when you got headphones on. But none of these cameras actually do anything when they spot you. It's just interesting to see how many they've got pointed in every possible direction. And also, it's kind of neat just to see my handiwork, just to show that, apparently if they had looked at the cameras, they would have noticed that something was going on. But I've got the passcode. I've knocked out everybody who could be a problem on my way back up, because there will be alarms. So now it's time to use the passcode. Oh right, you can talk to him.
Lots of genetics work going on. That's all I've been able to figure out. I'll make a break for it after my shift. I can't leave right now, because of the cameras. I hope they don't figure out it was us. Security passes expire. You better get going. It's a big operation down there.
Right, time to use that code. And I will see you in the basement. but that's for the next video. Now, since I'm infiltrating VersaLife, the premier medical research company in all of Deus Ex's world, I think it only makes sense to devote these next few videos to science corners. First off, what do you think of when I say the word nanotechnology? Besides a punchline, chances are good you either thought of tiny machines that wander through your bloodstream doing good or evil things, or else you thought of that old gray goo scenario in which the whole world is eaten up by artificial replicators. But the thing is, you're wrong. Well, you're wrong and you're right. It's complicated. Let me explain. Looking back, the concept of atomic precision began in the 19th century as the idea of a mole as a unit of measurement developed. Simply put, a mole is a specific number of atoms that precisely matches atomic weight to an equal number of grams. A mole of pure hydrogen weighs just over 1 gram, for instance, and a mole of pure oxygen weighs just under 16. And so, despite the difference in weight, we know that 2 grams of hydrogen mixed with 16 grams of oxygen and exposed to heat will get us roughly 1 mole of water, with very few pure hydrogen or oxygen molecules left over. In the mid-20th century, we discovered the molecular sequence of DNA, followed soon after by proteins of all kinds. And proteins? They are nanomachines. Think about it. They are complex molecules constructed by DNA sequences that can perform all sorts of functions. Muscle fibers are full of protein cords that convert chemical and electrical energy into kinetic energy. Enzymes act as artificial catalysts, converting one kind of molecule into another. And bone cells construct macro-scale objects, one protein-based calcium deposit at a time. The first book to bring the term nanotechnology to the public was Engines of Creation, published by K. Eric Drexler in 1986. He came about the idea of atomically precise manufacturing when he combined the problems of free space manufacturing, which is to say constructing colonies in outer space, with the growing understanding of protein manufacturing in biology and the recently created scanning tunneling microscope, which can capture images of individual atoms. What if we create machines, he supposed, which could assemble an object atom by atom, and which themselves only take up enough space to fit in one's hand? What if a factory were barely bigger than the cars which it produces in a matter of minutes? What if solar arrays could be manufactured at the same cost as tin foil? Engines of Creation really set fire to the public's imagination, although in his recent book, Radical Abundance, Drexler has expressed some regret that it happened. The first reason is that the general populace has greatly misinterpreted the main focus of his book, which is atomically precise manufacturing. Instead, as I brought up earlier, we generally think of nanotechnology in terms of tiny robots you can inject into your bloodstream to clean arteries, or reprogram your brain, or whatever. Or else we think of the gray goo and worry about that old "what has science done?" apocalypse scenario. The second thing that happened is that a lot of existing scientific fields that operated on the nanometer scale rebranded themselves as nanotechnology in order to jump on the bandwagon and get access to those juicy grants governments and corporations always hand out to buzzwords. However, the fields have little to do with each other beyond the size of the objects they focus on, and while this did allow for some cross-disciplinary discussion, to date, none of them have produced anything like what the public has been expecting, and we likely won't see complex bloodstream nanomachines for decades to come, if ever. This discrepancy between unreasonable expectations and vague promises combined with unfounded worries regarding out-of-control replicators, which was seen as highly unlikely even in Drexler's first book. And so a backlash built up against nanotechnology by the end of the 1990s. Looking forward. Despite all the backlash, despite all the misconceptions and all the bandwagoning, all the various fields which borrow the name nanotechnology hold an immense amount of promise. In medicine, MIT and the University of California at San Diego are developing gold nanorods, which are carried away by the bloodstream normally, but build up in cancerous tumors. The rods can then be heated by an infrared laser, killing the cancer without harming a single healthy cell. Other nanorods can assist imaging and absorb free radicals generated by radiation therapy. In environmental sciences, carbon nanotubes are proving that they can purify water much more efficiently than existing carbon filters, and potassium manganese oxide wires can absorb 20 times their weight in oil compounds, making them useful in case of a spill. If you add in gold nanoparticles, you can destroy airborne organic pollutants too. In electrical engineering, they're developing OLEDs, organic light-emitting diodes. This improves over the old design by being both lighter and flexible, meaning we will get displays that never break when they're dropped, and bend themselves to fit the contours of the body regardless of which pocket you place it in. The various materials being proposed include nanoscale silver wires embedded in plastic, metallic carbon nanotubes, and graphene, which is a sheet of carbon 1 atom thick and 100 times stronger than steel. And as far as transistors go, we've already developed several, which are a single molecule in size. In materials science, we have created antibacterial bandages, which kill harmful germs by releasing antimicrobial agents when microscopic capsules are broken by the bacteria's own byproducts. Silver also has an antibacterial effect, and so we're adding silver nanoparticles to socks to stop the smell from building up. Titanium dioxide absorbs ultraviolet light, and it too can be added to clothing. Not only that, but it breaks down dirt and dust particles to the point where a simple rinse can clean clothes and rain alone can wash a window clean. And thanks to nanoscale fabric construction, we can also develop fabrics which are, regardless of the material, both waterproof and stain resistant. Personal thoughts. The first industrial revolution began in the 18th century thanks to the innovation unleashed by England's glorious revolution of 1688. It was powered by the first industrial machines, which brought about factories, coal mining, which made iron cheaper, and early steam engines, which could pump water out of mines. The second industrial revolution took place in the latter half of the 19th century, thanks to steam-powered factories, steel production which overtook iron, and high-pressure steam engines which brought about trains, steamboats, and eventually electricity. Currently, we're winding down from the information revolution, which has allowed us to put every form of audio and visual information onto a single handheld device. Remote communication, audio and video recording, music and film playback, writing, library and private book access, message boards, calculations, games, measuring devices, all this and more you can do on something that fits in the palm of your hand. Whereas in years past, you needed a heavy machine which took up half your desk for each function you wanted to perform. Do you really think that's my voice you're listening to right now? I said these words only once, days, months, maybe even years ago. Now I say the information revolution is winding down because at this point, while our devices will still improve, the number of industries it'll affect has been pretty much set. However, we are now at the dawn of a third industrial revolution, and this time we will have small-scale automated factories, carbon-based building materials, and cheap solar-powered roofs and roads with enough energy left over to formulate whatever chemical fuels we need. Neil Stephenson's Diamond Age is named such because in the future he envisions diamonds have become the cheapest and most useful building material, much like the Iron and Bronze Ages. It's only called the Diamond Age because graphene wouldn't be invented for another 10 years after the book was published. That and Diamond Age has a nice ring to it. Now, I wouldn't call our potential future post-scarcity exactly, because even if every human's basic needs were to be met, we would still come up with something rare and desirable enough to be a status symbol. And no matter what, we'd still need to deal with each other and with politics. Plus, not all of this stuff is guaranteed to be good for the environment. But if you're wondering when this next revolution will begin, don't. It has already begun. Thanks for joining me again in Science Corner, and I hope I'll see you soon.